love is the best kind of love.
They kind of have this whirlwind romance, right? They fall fast.
And when it becomes more than just undeniable attraction.
His family had took her in. She felt like Joshua Nicker's family was her family.
You become desperate to hang on to your man, no matter the cost.
She's thinking that we're just gonna beat him up, teach him a lesson, but things take a turn.
In the chaos of that moment, it had gone further than I imagined.
Desperation can lead you down a dangerous road.
So she then had a decision to make about how much further she wanted to go.
And cost you everything that matters most.
She lost the things that were most important to her, the people who were most important to her, everything.
April 1st, 2017, Long Island, New York. The sun has yet to dawn on one of New York's most famous suburbs, one residents affectionately call Strong Island.
Long Island is broken up into primarily two counties. We have Nassau County and Suffolk County. One of the primary reasons is because the homes out here tend to be a bit less expensive. You know, even if you're looking for someplace that maybe has better school districts, where you can really have that suburban living.
While Suffolk County offers upscale suburban living, it has its share of underserved communities too, like the small hamlet of Wyandanch.
Wyandanch, what you would consider an underprivileged neighborhood within the suburbs.
The things that you see in Wyandanch, you won't really find in any other areas of either Suffolk or Nassau County, right? The abandoned houses, things of that nature.
It's a low-income neighborhood. It's mostly African Americans, some Hispanics, but it's dead set in the middle of Suffolk County, Long Island.
Suffolk County police officers are on routine patrol when they spot a frantic man trying to get their attention.
He flagged down the police officers, and he said that he had found a body. Police officers originally, I don't know if they believed him or not.
Hoping this is some kind of bad April Fool's joke, the officers follow the man to an abandoned house at the corner of 28th Street and Long Island Avenue. But once inside, no one's laughing.
So the space is completely run down. Clearly this is a house that no one has lived in quite some time. Paint is peeling, it's disheveled. It looks clearly like there's been some drug activity here, maybe some people who have been squatting.
The officers soon make a gruesome discovery. The body of a young black male is lying on the floor with a pool of dried blood around his head.
What was different about the condition of this body is it had no clothes on.
When homicide detectives arrive on the scene, they note the victim has sustained injuries consistent with a beating and possible strangulation.
Those are all indications that it's not an overdose. It's evidence of a physical altercation, a crime that likely resulted in this death.
Authorities begin collecting potential evidence. They find beer cans and duct tape, but the victim's personal effects are nowhere to be found.
There's no ID, there's no wallet, there's nothing there. And so to law enforcement, there are a couple of things going through their minds. Did this person, one, pass away here? Were they just kind of brought and left here?
Investigators could tell that the body had been there for quite some time because of the way his feet were positioned. It seemed like rigor mortis had already set and stiffening of the body limbs were already happening.
This also looks like someone that no one has been looking for. And so law enforcement are thinking, is this a situation where this is where he was staying and so he has no family?
The brutality of the slaying and the use of an abandoned house as the possible execution site leads detectives to believe that they could be dealing with either a gang or drug-related murder. The victim's body is transported to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy.
Through the dental records, they find out that this deceased person is Alan Moore.
22-year-old Alan Moore grew up on Long Island. where he endured a difficult childhood.
He didn't really have a family unit. His mother was unable to raise him. He didn't have any relationship with his father. His grandparents had at one point taken custody of him, but unfortunately they were not able to keep him, and so he had to go into the foster care system. Within the foster care system, he kind of bounced around from house to house.
Alan was diagnosed with bipolar disorder at a young age, which occasionally caused him to lash out. The instability of Alan's living situation did not help his mental health challenges.
For Alan to not really have family, or to not really have people who were behind him, it's very difficult to manage that on your own.
Alan lived in the foster care system until he aged out at 21.
Teens who age out of the foster care system, they don't have a home to go to. They often end up homeless. And so this was really what ended up being Alan Moore's fate, right? And so he kind of becomes transient. He's bouncing around from place to place, staying with friends.
Alan finally found some stability when he moved in with his grandfather in West Hempstead, New York, about 30 miles from Wyandanch.
He was trying to build a relationship where at some point he had moved in with his grandfather, and, you know, he really was trying to find a sense of belonging.
Hoping to make a fresh start, Alan got a job working as an overnight janitor at a soul food restaurant.
Alan's grandfather lived in a rough part of town, you know, at the corner of Terrace Avenue and Jackson Street in the Bedell Terrace apartments.
The Bedell Terrace apartments, they call it the Terrace Ave apartments. It's a low-income housing. It's a lot of crime there.
You know, this could have made it difficult for a kid like Alan, you know, someone who was already struggling trying to get his life moving in the right direction.
Now, investigators want to know how Alan's body wound up in an abandoned house, battered and bloody. An autopsy has confirmed that Alan was strangled to death.
The medical examiner then is able to see that he was, in essence, beaten, right? Almost tortured.
Investigators also learn Alan put up a fight.
There were skin cells underneath Alan's fingernails to indicate that he was struggling with somebody.
Given the state of his body, the medical examiner believes Alan died a few days before he was discovered.
His time of death was either the late hours of March 27th or early hours of March 28th.
The victim was found naked, but there are no signs of sexual trauma.
When you have a new body, it either indicates sexual assault or somebody's hiding identification. So whoever was responsible for this didn't want the person to be identified. It usually indicates that the person who's deceased has some type of relation to the person who's responsible.
Authorities canvass the neighborhood, but no one reports hearing or seeing anything suspicious.
When you think about a crime like this, it shows that there had to have been motive.
But who had motive to kill Alan Moore in such gruesome fashion? Little did police know Alan Moore had been the target of a sinister plot. A plot that, once exposed, would unveil a twisted web of love, loyalty, and deadly deception. On April 1st, 2017, the body of 22-year-old Alan Moore was found in an abandoned house on Long Island, New York. After conducting an autopsy, the Suffolk County medical examiner has confirmed Alan was beaten and strangled to death. Authorities learn Alan's brother, sister, and grandfather all live on Long Island, and they notify them of his death.
And when they speak with the family, it kind of hit a roadblock because Alan's sister tells detectives that she hadn't seen her brother in months.
The fact that they hadn't spoken to him in months was customary. They would hear from him for a little bit, and then he would disappear for maybe months at a time and then reappear. So when law enforcement comes around, they aren't really able to provide any information on who he's been running with.
But Alan's sister does give them a potential lead.
She says that Alan has been dating a woman named Nia Cleveland.
Investigators had suspected the motive for Alan's murder might be personal. Now they wonder if his girlfriend is somehow involved.
Nia tells the police that her and Alan dated, but they broke up about a month ago. and she hadn't seen or talked to him since March 12th or 13th.
Police ask Alan's girlfriend where she was on the night he was killed.
She's able to provide police officers with an alibi for the time frame, right, that they're thinking that Alan was killed. And with that time frame and where she says that she was, they're able to kind of clear her as a person of interest.
But Nia does point investigators to a potential motive.
A lot of people had said that he was really involved in some bad situation. Unfortunately, he was also known to walk around with a gun.
Investigators questioned people around Alan's neighborhood and learned that a month before his death, he was a suspect in a shooting at a Hempstead, New York bus station. As investigators look into the Hempstead shooting, they learn something else.
There was also an incident where Alan is jumped by a group of guys.
After searching police records, investigators learn Alan was jumped by a group of young black men about a month before his death. They beat him so severely, he had to be hospitalized for several days.
So now law enforcement are trying to figure out who these men were and why, right? And, you know, did they possibly come back to finish the job?
Investigators now have a possible motive for Alan Moore's murder, but it doesn't make finding his killers any easier.
There's so many different angles. And so trying to figure out who would want him dead, the possibilities for law enforcement and trying to trace back his life becomes very difficult.
Your numbers look great. You're making real progress. Remember, we're all in this with you. Isn't that amazing?
Suffolk County Police have learned 22-year-old Alan Moore was severely beaten by a group of young men and hospitalized a month before his murder. They are also looking into allegations that Alan was involved in a local shooting around that same time. They wonder if these two incidents are related, and if they are, did they lead to Alan's untimely death? Police canvassed the Wyandanch neighborhood where Alan was found, questioning everyone they can.
Of course, in the neighborhood that this happens in, no one is talking to law enforcement, right? We're just kind of hearing through the grapevine of, you know, it might have been this person, it might have been connected to this, but they aren't really able to substantiate any of these links that they're just kind of hearing.
Police can't find Alan's phone, but they obtain a warrant to search his social media accounts.
They're able to get into his Facebook messages. And in these Facebook messages are countless messages between him and many other women. It's clear that he had been involved, right, with many different women and was open to being sexually involved with these different women.
Investigators do a deep dive into Alan's online messages. Could one of these women have information about what happened to Alan?
So now police officers are tasked with the daunting, you know, possibility of reaching out or trying to figure out which one of these messages are actually related in any way to this crime. And so they had to kind of see which women did he actually meet up with.
Then, investigators finally uncover something promising. A message dated March 27th.
It just so happens to fall right around the time that they believe Alan was killed.
It's from a woman named Jaquana Bates, asking Alan if he'd like to get together and smoke some weed.
There's a little bit of a flirtatious nature to the text messages, right? That they're gonna meet up.
Alan thought of himself as someone who liked to play around, saw a lot of women. So when Jaquana reached out to him, he thought there was a chance to, you know, have a good time with her.
Investigators know Alan's last address was at the Bedell Terrace Apartments in Hempstead.
One of the steps the police used to figure out what happened was reliance on cameras. And because of the high crime history of the Terrace Apartments, there were plenty of cameras that were established in the area.
Police get the surveillance footage from the Betel Terrace apartments around the time that they believe Allen was murdered.
In footage time-stamped March 27th, 2:13 a.m., investigators see a white SUV pull up to the Betel Terrace apartments. Then, they see Alan Moore exit the building.
So at 2:13 a.m., they see Alan come out of his apartment, and he goes into this car with a young woman. They can't see her face. She has a black hoodie on.
There was a guy in the front seat who got out and got in the back seat, and Alan jumped in the front seat, and the young lady wearing the hood got behind the wheel.
Additional CCTV footage tracks the SUV driving south on Terrace Avenue. The white SUV is captured on surveillance cameras intermittently for the next hour.
At 3:33 a.m., they see the white Chevrolet SUV pull up, and a red vehicle pulls up. A black male comes out of the vehicle and goes into the white Chevrolet SUV.
After 10 minutes, both vehicles leave the scene.
With the surveillance the investigators have on the vehicles, at approximately 4 a.m. is the last time that they have on site, so they lose them at that point.
Police run the license plates on the white SUV.
They were able to confirm that the SUV was registered to Daquana Bates.
Daquana Bates, the woman who sent Alan a message inviting him to meet up. Investigators are finally making headway, but then they hit a snag.
They're trying to figure out who this car belongs to, and they hit a roadblock because the registration and the license plates don't match.
One thing investigators have figured out is that the 3 people captured on video are somehow involved in Alan Moore's murder.
With the surveillance footage, investigators were actually able to confirm that these were the people that were with Alan last time he was alive.
But police still have more questions than answers. If the woman in the footage is Daquana Bates, who is the other man in the white SUV? And who was driving the red sedan?
How do we understand who these people were in this red car and how they related to the white Chevrolet SUV?
Detectives want to bring Daquana Bates in for questioning. They're hoping she will be the key to solving Alan's murder. Suffolk County Police have obtained CCTV security footage that captured murder victim Alan Moore being picked up by a woman and a man in a white SUV on the night of March 27, 2017.
After reviewing surveillance footage, the authorities were able to determine that a white SUV met up with a red sedan, and after about 10 minutes of observation, the police noticed that both of these cars rolled off in the same direction.
Investigators have yet to positively ID these people, but they suspect them of being involved in the 22-year-old's brutal slaying, even though the footage does not place them directly at the crime scene.
At this point in their investigation, the authorities are fairly certain that Daquana Bates is the registered owner of a white Chevrolet Trailblazer, a Trailblazer which is an exact match for the vehicle that picked up Alan Moore on March 27th.
But they can't say for certain that, it's Daquana that picked up Alan because the woman in the footage is wearing a hoodie.
When investigators run the plates on the red sedan, they don't match DMV records.
During their investigation, the authorities are able to find out that the red sedan is registered to a married couple, Larry and Sonetta Dennis, who live in Bellport, Long Island.
So now investigators are wondering, what connection does this couple have with Daquana Bates and to Alan Moore?
Investigators start digging into the Dennises and learn that Sonetta has a 27-year-old son named Joshua Nickens, who lives with her and Larry. When authorities run background checks, they discover Joshua did a stint behind bars at the Gouverneur Correctional Facility, and he was just released a month earlier, in February 2017.
As investigators begin questioning individuals in Joshua's Bellport neighborhood, they find out that he has a girlfriend, and her name is Daquana Bates.
26-year-old Daquana Bates grew up in Bellport, Long Island.
She's the middle child of 3 siblings. She has a younger brother and an older sister. Father wasn't really in the life. raised by a single mom who was really doing the best she could to raise 3 kids on her own.
At some point, Daquana's mother moved them to Hempstead.
Hempstead is kind of known for being a lower income area of Nassau County. And so we kind of know that this family is doing the best that they can, what they've been given.
By most accounts, Daquana stayed out of trouble. She graduated from Hempstead High School in 2010.
We know from her family members that, Daquana was a relatively good student in high school.
At a young age, Daquana got pregnant and gave birth to a baby boy. Now, a single mom like her own mother, Daquana realized she didn't want that kind of life for herself and her child.
When you've grown up in a single parent household and doesn't really feel like she has any father figures, men kind of possibly coming in and out of the home. And so there's this kind of yearning, right, for that family unit.
Then, Daquana finds what she has been looking for when she meets Joshua Nickens.
She meets Joshua and they kind of have this whirlwind romance, right? They fall fast and Daquana falls hard.
Joshua brought her home to meet his mother, Sunetta Dennis, and his stepfather, Larry Dennis.
My understanding is that Sunetta's a strong character. She's the matriarch of this family.
For the first time, she's kind of seeing what a family unit looks like, right? Joshua comes from a home with mom and also has his stepdad, and they welcome Daquana in kind of with open arms, right? And she starts to feel like she really is a part of this family. And so that really binds Daquana to Joshua very quickly.
But what Daquana didn't know yet was that Joshua was in trouble.
Sometime in the relationship, Joshua does a short stint in jail. But at this point in the relationship, Daquana is sticking by her man, right? She decides to stay with him.
Acts, and they took care of her child that wasn't their grandchild. She felt love and she felt an allegiance to them just as much as she did for Joshua.
As investigators worked to connect the dots between Daquana Bates and Alan Moore, they learned Daquana wasn't the only person Larry and Sunetta Dennis opened their home to.
If we think about Larry and Sunetta Dennis, they're kind of like the halfway house, right, for people. They're kind of taking people in, and they are very generous with their home. We know that they take in Daquana. We know that at some point, Alan is staying there.
In a surprising discovery, police learn Alan's ex-girlfriend, Nia Cleveland, is the daughter of Sunetta Dennis and Joshua Nickens' stepsister.
She was the reason why Alan Moore was often in Bellport at the Dennis home, and that's how he came to know them.
They knew he was struggling. He was bouncing from couch to couch at the time, and they wanted to help him out, and it wasn't a problem for Sunetta or Larry to let him stay there for as long as he needed.
But now, police are interested in speaking with the Dennises to find out what they might know about Alan Moore's murder.
Authorities wonder what could possibly have happened between Alan and the Dennises to lead to Alan suffering such a violent demise.
Now police consider a new motive. Did Nia find out about the other women Alan was messaging?
Is this a type of situation with a lover's scorn? Did she find out that Alan had been cheating on her behind her back and therefore gets revenge in this way?
Did Nia ask her brother Joshua to take care of Alan for her?
Or did Joshua find out what Alan had done to his sister and decide to take matters into his own hands?
Is Joshua the other man in the white SUV that picked up Alan that night?
Authorities are considering one more theory. Is it possible Daquana Bates had teamed up with Joshua Nickens and Larry Dennis to set a trap?
And Alan Moore walked right into it.
Suffolk County Police have reviewed video evidence that captured Daquana Bates's white SUV picking up Alan Moore on the night he was murdered. And they know she later met up with a red sedan registered to Larry Dennis. As detectives work to piece together the timeline of events leading up to Alan's murder, they get an anonymous tip.
Joshua's running around town telling people about that he handled his business, that he took care of Alan.
Ironically, Joshua is the one who's talking. You know, criminals do that. Sometimes they have to brag, you know. And he's telling people that, you know, he had to set them straight.
Authorities obtained search warrants for Daquana's SUV, Larry's sedan, and the Dennis home. Among the potential evidence they recover at the residence are 2 electronic tablets, a mini computer, and a cell phone. Police also find 2 cell phones in Daquana's SUV. The cell phones prove to be the most telling. Now that authorities have the cell phone evidence, they track the movements of their suspects on the night of Alan's murder.
They were able to find the tower pings on the cell phones, which wind up indicating that these cell phones were at the scene of the crime, at the time indicated where Alan Moore was murdered.
They know that at some point in time, right, all of these people were together. We know that Daquana picks up Alan. We know Joshua's in the car. Larry joins Joshua and Daquana and Alan. But from that moment after, we have no idea what happens. They don't know exactly what happened at Wyandanch.
The cell phones become a very important piece of evidence, serving as a smoking gun in this case. One of the cell phones is registered to Daquana, and the other cell phone is registered to Alan.
Now, when they trace the cell phone towers and pings, you know, they're able to determine that, you know, everybody was together in Hempstead. And then 2 of them go to Wyandanch. And not only that, they met up in the exact same place where Alan is murdered, but one of them didn't return.
And authorities still don't know who killed Alan Moore. Investigators obtain arrest warrants, and on July 11, 2017, Joshua Nickens and Daquana Bates are taken into custody in Shirley, New York.
Once Joshua and Daquana were taken in custody, they were separated and they were questioned separately.
Joshua was very quiet. Police brought in some food and fed him, hoping that that would make him a more cooperating witness. However, all he did was ask for his attorney.
You know, Joshua had just been released from prison 6 months earlier, and now he's possibly facing another prison sentence. I mean, that had to be weighing on his mind.
Across the hall, Daquana is also proving to be uncooperative.
Daquana's likely thinking, we're in this all or nothing. And so she makes the decision that she is going to go 100% full force with Joshua and do this for him, right? And stay tight-lipped.
Aside from protecting her man, there's something else weighing on Daquana. She is several months pregnant with Joshua's baby.
She's just thinking about the life that's growing inside of her and how she cannot allow Joshua to go back to prison and not be a father to her child.
Later that same day, police arrest a 3rd suspect in Alan Moore's murder, Joshua's stepdad, Larry Dennis. But unlike Joshua and Daquana, Larry is more than willing to talk.
Larry Dennis, when he was arrested, told detectives plenty.
Larry tells police that Alan dated his stepdaughter, Nia Cleveland, in 2016, and that Alan frequently stayed at the Dennis home while Joshua was in jail. But Larry says in February of 2016, Alan took advantage of their generosity.
We find out that Alan stole a PlayStation from the home.
At some point, Joshua makes a call back home, and they're telling him about the fact that this guy, Alan, had the nerve to steal the PlayStation. This is how infuriating the parents were about this. Like, somebody coming into the home that they allowed in, they fed you, and you got the nerve to steal the PlayStation out of the house?
Sunetta, she feels hurt when she feels like this person who'd been in their home has betrayed them. And Josh is her son. He wants to do right by his mom. And she wants him to do what needs to be done.
He becomes very agitated. He takes this very personally. And so while he's in prison, he's already kind of making claims that, you know, when he gets out, Alan is gonna pay.
Larry says when Joshua was released from prison in February 2017, he told Larry, Sunetta, and Daquana that they needed to get revenge on Alan, and they came up with a plan.
He told them of his involvement, and he told them that he was aware that Josh had gone too far, done more than what the plan was.
Larry says the plan was to rough up Alan for stealing the PlayStation and teach him a lesson about disrespecting people. But Joshua went overboard.
Larry didn't know what was going to happen either, because he was easily led by those around him.
He, in his statement to law enforcement, notes that Joshua took things too far, that this wasn't their intention, but that Joshua has a tendency to do this, right? To take things too far.
Larry says he tried to stop his stepson, but he was out of control. Larry said he regretted his involvement in Alan's murder. As investigators had suspected, Alan Moore was killed in a revenge plot, but not for cheating on Nia Cleveland. It was over a video game. A few months later, on September 18th, Sunetta Dennis is arrested at a local restaurant. Like her husband, she gives a full confession about her involvement in Alan's murder.
It's interesting that the parents are the ones who ended up talking, because they were the primary ones who were egging on this revenge plot, this teaching Alan a lesson. I think in all of this, no one anticipated that Joshua would take things to the level that it went. And so once it got that far, it's almost as if Larry and Sunetta had already decided that they're not going down for this.
Sunetta reiterates that the plan was to beat Alan up, not kill him. Sunetta says in the early morning hours of March 27th, Larry called and asked her to meet him, Joshua, and Daquana in West Hempstead. Then Sunetta returned home, where she waited for Larry to call her to pick him up. She says Daquana and Joshua returned home several hours later, at 7 a.m.
At that point, Daquana told her that Alan was dead and that Joshua strangled him. I don't think Sunetta thought it was gonna go that far. I honestly don't think any of them did. But by the time, it was no turning back.
Suffolk County Police have arrested 26-year-old Daquana Bates, 27-year-old Joshua Nickens, and 49-year-old Larry Dennis for the murder of Alan Moore. 43-year-old Sunetta Dennis, who has yet to be charged in connection with the murder, says her son Joshua killed Alan in a revenge plot gone awry. Eventually, Daquana also makes a full confession.
Daquana, along with Larry and Sunetta, said that Joshua came up with a plan to get Alan back for stealing his PlayStation and disrespecting the family, and that he asked her to help him along with the plan.
She had this family that she went home to, and they took care of her, and she took care of them, and she had an allegiance to that family because of that.
That allegiance drove Daquana to make a fateful decision. She says, at Joshua's request, she found Alan online and sent him a message.
Daquana lures Alan in through a Facebook message, posing as someone who wants to get to know him, says that, do they want to smoke or whatever.
Alan fell for the ruse and agreed to meet Daquana on the night of March 27th, 2017. Daquana says before arriving, they dropped Larry off on a side street.
Daquana picks him up at that apartment where he's staying at in West Hempstead at 2:13 a.m. and with Joshua in the car.
Daquana tells Alan that Joshua is her brother and that she needs to drop him off somewhere. And after that, they can go smoke weed.
Alan says, no problem, right? Doesn't see an issue with this.
From there, they drove to the location where Larry was waiting.
His specific role wasn't clear at the beginning, but it later emerged that he was a big guy, so he was sort of like the projected muscle. He was there for intimidation.
When Alan saw Larry, he became alarmed, sensing he was in danger.
Alan recognizes Larry. Knowing what he did, he jumps out of the car and starts running. Joshua and Larry catch up with Alan, pistol whip him, get him back in the car, tie him up.
Daquana tells police that after a brief meeting with Sunetta, she, Joshua, and Larry drove around until they found an abandoned house in Wyandanch. Larry stayed in the car while she and Joshua took Alan into the basement.
Daquana's thinking that we're just gonna beat him up, teach him a lesson, teach him not to disrespect our home, and then we're gonna leave him there.
Once in the basement, Daquana says she kicked Alan,
Daquana had signed up for a beating. She was fine with kicking him. She was fine with hitting him. It became something more than that.
At some point, Daquana gets concerned. She watches Joshua start to choke Alan and continue to choke Alan to the point where he's losing breath, he's losing consciousness.
Josh had a ligature around Alan's neck, and he was strangled to death in front of her eyes.
There's a lot of things going through Daquana's head, I'm sure, trying to figure out what exactly did she wrap herself into. Daquana almost has to make a decision on the spot, right? What am I gonna do? And so in this moment, she's thinking, we're a family, and so we're gonna deal with this together.
Daquana says they stripped Alan's clothes, collected his belongings, and returned home. That's when Joshua realized he lost something that could tie him back to the murder.
Joshua realizes that he loses his phone, and Sunita goes back to where they met up with each other before to see if they can find Josh's phone somewhere on the floor.
But the phone is never recovered. Daquana says later that day, they burned Alan's clothes and belongings. On March 1st, 2019, authorities had enough to charge Joshua Nickens.
We took a plea deal. He pled guilty to murder in the first degree, 2 counts of murder in the second degree, and 1 count of kidnapping in the first degree. He was sentenced to 20 years to life.
At the sentencing hearing, Suffolk County District Attorney Timothy D. Sini said he believed Joshua got what he deserved.
The district attorney said that Alan's murder was a heinous act that was fueled by revenge. Kill somebody for suspecting that they stole a video game.
Welcome to your top true crime hub for the variety and episodes you're looking for. Enjoy.
Do you have any idea what's going on today?
Well, it obviously has to do with the Freedleys, Rebecca and her mom and her stepdad.
Okay. You on probation right now for anything?
Yes, sir.
What are you on probation for?
It was petty theft.
Okay. And that's all taken care of?
Yes, I just finished my community service for it.
Okay. Obviously we're here because I've been investigating this murder for some time. Some information came to light. I've taken some information to a judge. He reviewed the facts. He kind of agreed with my assessment. Obviously, we had the search warrant for your home. I have a search warrant to collect your DNA. Is that all right with you?
That's fine. Is it a blood sample or?
No, it's something easier than that. It's just like a saliva sample. You just stick a Q-tip in your mouth and collect a saliva sample from your cheek.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm sure you probably have some questions.
That's something I'd volunteer. Obviously,
Okay.
there's a little more reason for the search warrant, me being detained and everything.
Okay.
Well, and am I under arrest or,
Well, you're not free to go right now because we got a obligation to meet our requirements of our search warrant and obtain certain things. But let me, if you have something to say that could change my mind or my direction, I'm really willing to hear what you have to say. However, because you're at the police station and you've been here for several hours, I am required to read you your rights. So you've gone through the court process before with this petty theft thing. What do you think about all this?
I just don't know what would lead you to believe that, I'm responsible for it. I understand that, speaking with me and everything, just the fact that, I was close with her and things like that. I understand that. I just don't, I don't understand what like validates like the search warrant and things like that. I don't understand.
Okay, well, I'd be happy to kind of explain some of those things.
No one said if I'm under arrest or if I'm not or what.
Well, we're talking about Becky Freely.
Okay.
Okay, and her murder.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's some of the things we're discussing. How do you feel today about talking to me about that?
Like in what way? I mean, like do I like about that case in general or actually talking to you? I mean.
No, how do you feel about, does it make you sad, make you happy? I mean, she was a friend of yours.
Well, yeah, we dated for over a year, about a year and 2 or 3 months and stuff, and yeah, we were really close, and yeah, when it first happened, it was, it was, hit kind of close, but it, it's just, over time, just like I had a uncle die about a year ago or something, and then. That was bad too, but just a little bit of time. But I guess the worst part now is just not knowing, what happened.
Okay. If you had anything to do with what happened to her, you need to tell me right now.
Okay. Well, I didn't.
Okay. Do you know for sure who did?
No.
Do you have any idea who did?
I've not the slightest idea. The only thing that, I'd spoken with her family, they talked about how her mom and her stepdad were in some kind of serious debt, and they brought up the idea of something about like a loan shark or something, but I mean, I'm not saying that's like something I seriously believe or anything, I don't know.
Is there anyone you can eliminate from this investigation?
Well, Christian, I suppose, he was the only one who was with me during that time.
Okay.
I don't know anyone who would or who wouldn't. There wasn't. I haven't found anyone to have any motive to. I wouldn't understand why.
Well, tell me why you didn't do it.
Why I didn't? Well, aside from the fact that there's no gain for me. I was already broken up with her. It wouldn't benefit me at all. But other than that, I wouldn't kill anyone anyway.
Do you think you're capable of doing something like that?
Killing someone? No. I mean, especially the things I heard. Found her in a wheelbarrow or stuff like that, and that just seems really gruesome and stuff. I wouldn't be able to do that.
Do you actually think it happened the way people say it happened?
I don't know how anything happened. All I know is that she was in the wheelbarrow and 2 other people were in the house. Or actually, I don't even know if the wheelbarrow was outside. I just assumed, but.
Did you ever tell anyone, even jokingly, that you were involved?
No.
Are you willing to take a polygraph to verify your truthfulness?
Well, I just don't. I just like to know like why it is so. Like why I'm such a suspect. I'd say, if we're getting into like all that, I suppose that I'd want some sort of like legal advice. Some sort of advisor.
What if someone had told me that they saw you driving on Highway 74 that day?
I'd say they were mistaken.
Okay. Do you remember that day?
The only reason I remember as much as I do is just because I had said it so many times, before, and it, I know what I was, things I did. I don't remember times at all, really.
Okay. So with that in mind, you think you could kind of give me a recollection of that particular day?
I worked that day, and I suppose I drove home. I think so. I think I had my car at that time, and before that, I had just gotten rides with Christian, But I suppose I drove home, and I was supposed to hang out with Christian that day, but I hadn't gone to church because I'd worked the morning mass. The church we go to is at 10:30, and we missed that, and they don't have an evening mass. So I was going to try to go out to a mass at Sacred Heart. And as we were driving out that direction, I gave them a call and found out we'd missed it. So we went back over to Christian's, and they were playing games at some point, and then went paintballing. I don't believe we stopped anywhere. I think we were just driving, and then we ended up turning around and just going to his house.
Okay, so tell me specifically what happened when you got to his house.
Oh, crap. I really don't remember that day very much at all anymore. I probably should have written it down or something, but I think we just got to his house, and we wanted to go paintballing him, but because the gun that I had I'd gotten it from my friend, and it didn't work all that well, and I was going to try to see if I could get it to shoot right. And so we were hanging out at his house, and ended up going out there, and we're out there for a while, and came back. And
what do you mean by going out there?
Oh, we went out to behind James Orkin Middle School. There's like that big desert area, but there's a spot where there's a lot of like tables and chairs and a bunch of stuff that people brought out there specifically for paintballing. So that's where we're going out to play with the guns, but just basically trying to fix my gun the whole time. I think Christian's worked pretty well.
Were you able to use your gun at all?
Oh, yeah, I fired a few, I believe, but I mean it kept leaking air, so it didn't last very long.
Did you guys talk to anyone? Anyone come by that you know and hey, what's going on?
Well, no, because it's kind of like back like behind the school almost. So I mean, you're not gonna like see someone driving through the.
Well, I mean, no other paintballers there.
Mm-mm.
You talk to anyone on the phone while you're out there?
I don't believe so. If anything, maybe my girlfriend or something, but I don't know.
I mean, would you typically have your phone with you?
Sometimes, but I mean, we were planning on doing some like little skirmishes, just us two. So if anything, I'd probably put my phone in the car or something because I wouldn't want to get it all dirty because it's all desert.
Okay. Would you leave your phone on or off?
It's very possible I'd turn it off.
Why would you do that?
Why would I turn it off? Just because it saved battery. My phone, a lot of times I'll use it to, it plays MP3s, so a lot of times I'll use it to play that, so it runs down the back. She had invited me to go hiking, and I had told her I would, and I didn't, I wasn't planning on going because I knew she would have kept on bugging me, so I just said I would, and then I was planning on just, canceling.
You're telling me about a hiking event. I'm asking you when that was.
Well, that was the thing. That was when that was the night we were supposed to go hiking, and it was supposed to be me and her and some other guy who I don't know, and that was the night that happened.
That what happened?
She was, that they were all kept.
Okay. Tell me about this other guy. I
don't know. I honestly can't remember whether she said he was a Marine or if I just assumed he was because that's who she associated with a lot. I'd heard about her and one of her sisters got going and hanging out at the Marine base, the 29 Palms Marine base kind of a lot, hanging out with the Marines there. So like I said, I'm not sure if he actually was or not.
What makes you think, why would she invite you up there if she's inviting someone else that you don't know up there?
I believe that she still had feelings for me. I was the one who broke up with her, and she didn't like that. And I moved on. I'd gotten my current girlfriend, and I'd moved on and everything, and I was trying to slowly kind of just shut off contact with her, but she still wanted to hang out with me.
Okay. So, why would she invite you up there and invite someone else that you didn't know?
I don't know.
I mean, that wouldn't impress you, would it?
It wouldn't. The only thing I could imagine would be that she'd want to make me maybe jealous or something, but I mean, I'm only speculating. I don't know why. That was, it seemed odd to me at the time, and it's kind of another reason why I didn't want to go.
Well, where does Christian fit in with this?
Christian doesn't fit in with the hiking trip.
Well, remember when Becky came over to Christian's house?
Yeah, I was at Christian's house.
Right.
So I guess that'd be the only time he fits in anywhere.
Okay, so when Becky, this was the day before the murder.
When she came over?
Right.
Was it? I believe it was, but I wasn't sure.
Becky called you and said she was in the area and you were at Christian's house?
Yeah,
and
she
came
said
over?
that she was doing some homework or something with a friend of hers or something. She said she just wanted to stop by and say hi or something. And I'm like, well, I'm over at Christian's. And
Okay. So when she got to Christian's house and talked to you, was Christian present?
I think Christian walked out, and I think he just said hi, and I think he walked out one more time to say bye or something, but I'm not sure if he was... If he was there, I don't think he was standing there the whole time. I can't remember.
Was he involved in the hiking conversation?
No. No, there was...
Were you going to go up to Becky's house with Christian?
No, I wasn't.
Were you going to go up to Becky's at all?
Well, I wasn't going to.
It was never your intent to
It
go
was
up there?
never my intent to actually go hiking.
Okay. Did you lead Becky to believe that you and Christian were going to go up there together?
No. I don't believe so. I believe I just said I was just going to go.
Yeah. So why would other people believe that you and Christian were the ones going up there?
I'm not sure. I mean, I suppose it's possible that maybe he was included since he was there, but I as far as my recollection, I thought it was just, yes.
What was the deal with that?
Well, Javier told me, he called me and told me that there was a body in a wheelbarrow, and he later told me that it was her body.
Okay. Have you ever seen a wheelbarrow at her house?
I don't know, there's all sorts of tools. They had a little old tractor and things like that. I imagine there would be a wheelbarrow. But I don't believe I've personally seen it.
Okay. So if you haven't personally seen it, then it's fair to say you've never touched it?
I wouldn't imagine, but I've played around in their garage before, just because he had a lot of power tools. I know if I've played with the different tools. Some are power tools, some are gasoline.
Right, but there's a difference between tools and a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
You know what a wheelbarrow is, right?
I know what it is, but like with the phone thing, I just assumed. I'm not going to say I never touched it, because it's possible that I've touched it before.
How could it be possible if you never recall seeing one?
Well, I mean, things can be somewhere and you don't remember it being there.
Surely you remember a wheelbarrow.
Well, I mean, I don't know what their garage looked like after the fire. It could look like, in the pictures I saw like online, it looked like that side wasn't the garage side wasn't as burnt as bad. So I don't know if the garage is okay. But if you've seen it, there's a lot of stuff in the garage. So it's kind of like my grandma's garage down here. There's a lot of things in there, and I'm sure I've touched a lot of them and couldn't recall it being there.
You know what DNA is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I'm talking about not DNA from years ago. I'm talking about DNA and fingerprints that are left at a crime scene.
Okay.
You know, that's stuff that you say, hey, this is stuff that's left now, not from 6 months ago or 12 months ago and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
So she died on a particular date. Okay. We processed the crime scene for evidence. Okay. And certain evidence was collected. Okay. And that evidence tells us certain stuff, and it even gives us time frames. Okay. So would your DNA or fingerprints indicate that you were at that house on a day?
You're asking me?
Yeah. That she died?
No, it would not be there.
He had feelings for you. Did you have feelings for her still?
She was a big part of my life, and, you know, I couldn't just cut off everything, but it was, you know, I was in the process of moving on. Definitely there wasn't as much feelings as there was, you know, earlier.
Okay. So say, let's take like the 7 days prior to her death.
Okay.
Because I understand, you know, you guys broke up, like what, January of '06?
I don't, so we broke up in January, that would make sense.
Do you know when she died?
September, because the year
Do you know what
anniversary
day?
just came around. No, I don't know.
Okay. So in those 9 months, have you guys communicated, or what was the relationship in those 9 months? Specifically, say September. I'm sure February maybe you guys talked more than September, or vice versa, so tell me how that worked.
I think the time that I had spoken with her, like the night before or day before or whatever, before the murders, whatever happened.
It was a murder.
Okay, all right. Then I hadn't spoken with her in, you know, a good amount of time, you know, because I was, you know, like I was saying, I was trying to slowly stop the communication, just kind of move on.
I don't know what you mean when you, for your time frame, a little amount of time.
Okay, I honestly don't remember the last time I had spoken with her before that. It was probably more than a month.
Did you talk to her on the day she died?
The day? Yes.
Okay. How many times do you think you talked to her on the day she died?
I believe once.
Okay. Did you see her that day?
No, not that day.
Okay. The day before she died, you talked to her in person at Christian's house?
Yes.
Okay. Did you, and I know you said she called on the phone before she got to Christian's house.
Okay, yeah.
So that's 2 communications that day. Did you guys have any other conversation that day?
Wait, 2 communications that day? There was, wait.
She called you, said I'm in the area, and I'm gonna come by. Then she showed up at Christian's house.
Okay.
So you guys had 2 conversations.
Okay, yes.
Okay. So other than those 2 conversations, did you talk to her at any other time on that day before she died?
I don't think so, but I mean, I guess it's always possible that, you know, it's like, oh, she called to say something real quick or something, but there shouldn't have been any other, like, detailed conversations.
What about that day before? 2 days before she died?
I don't believe I spoke with her.
Okay. I mean, because if you talk to her one time, you may not remember. Could be insignificant. But if you talk to her 20 times, obviously you would remember, you know.
Okay.
So that's what I'm getting at.
I don't believe I did. I don't remember. It was, you know, some time ago.
Okay. It's not going to serve us much purpose if we talk about things and we just get a whole bunch of I don't remembers.
Okay,
obviously,
well,
that's why.
But then again, I don't want to say something that's clearly wrong, you know.
Sure.
I mean,
I don't want you to do that either.
I was trying to be, you know, like honest about the phone thing. I assumed he did, you know. It just would be weird to me that he didn't have a phone, but I guess he didn't then.
What time were you supposed to go hiking?
We didn't have. I remember speaking with her. She just said after work, and I said, you know, after work, we gotta get, you know, to shower and stuff like that. So it's obviously going to be sometime after that. But I don't remember if we set a specific time.
After your work or her work?
My work. I don't think she worked that day.
Okay, so you got off work at 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock, right?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay. So what time would you call her in order to cancel? I mean, she would expect you at some point.
Yeah.
Daytime, nighttime?
If anything, it'd probably be a little bit later, because I think I was trying to kind of just save it for the last minute, just kind of like, oh, this something just came up real quick or something. So I believe, if anything, I would have saved it till a little bit later.
Okay. So what time do you think?
Well, we were late for church and stuff, so about 5 or 6. It'd obviously have to be, you know, after 6 or something. I guess it'd be between 6 and 8 or something.
Okay.
But I thought, well, 8 seems too late anyway. So I'd imagine it was before that.
Okay, well, the only thing before 8 and after 6 would be 7.
Okay, I guess that seems like a fair number, right, that I would guesstimate.
So would it be fair to say that you would have called Becky around 7 to counsel because you would anticipate she would have been home at that time?
I'd imagine, yeah, I'd say that would seem fair.
Okay. So would there be a telephone record of you calling her cell phone at 7 o'clock?
There should be. I mean, obviously you've got the records.
If the first time that you talked to Detective Michaels, do you remember talking to him in this room?
Yes.
And he was asking you about, you know, all this stuff about Becky?
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned that you were going to go hiking with him, or go hiking with Becky?
Yeah, I was supposed to, yes.
Okay. But you didn't tell him that you canceled.
I thought I did.
But you didn't.
I didn't tell him that I did cancel? What did I say, that I never spoke with her, or?
No, you just didn't. You just blew her off, basically. You didn't intend to go.
Well, because I believe I remember talking about her calling, I believe she called Christian's cell phone after that because she knew I blew her off. Somehow, I believe.
Why would she call Christian's cell phone?
Because if she was trying to get a hold of me, Christian would be the only other person to get to, because I'm usually...
Why was she trying to get a hold of you?
Because obviously if I wasn't there, or I hadn't talked to her, you know, what happened, then obviously she'd want to get a hold of me and find out what's going on.
But didn't you just tell me you talked to her and counseled?
I believe I did.
So why would she call Christian and try to get a hold of you?
Because I believe I called and canceled and she wasn't happy about it, so she, and then so she called Christian to get a hold of me because I believe if I had stopped, you know, talking to her, maybe she called me and I didn't pick up or something.
Okay. Alright, you want to drink of water?
My mouth is a little bit dry, but I mean, I was just...
We're almost done.
Okay.
Has Christian ever shot your 2 guns? Your shotgun and your
He's never shot the shotgun. He has shot the Mosin-Nagant.
Have you shot his weapons?
I shot the shotgun one time.
When was the last time?
It was when he first got it, and that was a good deal of time ago. So I mean, I guess you'd have to. I couldn't even say when it was.
Okay. They found a holster at your house.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, whose holster is that?
That is mine, because I was hoping to get a Glock for the class, the peace officer training class. Okay. And I mean, I'll tell you, but if you want to verify, you can verify with my brother. I'm trying to save up money, and well, I mean, it's really going to be his, but I'm going to use it for the class.
What caliber are you looking at?
I was looking at the Glock 22. It's the full size 40 caliber, because it's I just heard it was just what the police officers are using now. Which is a little more powerful than the 9mm, but it's well, I guess it's just a little more powerful than 9mm, but I don't really know much about it.
Have you ever shot a 40 caliber?
No, sir.
Did Christian's dad, John, you know him?
I know him
pretty well.
I mean, just because he's my friend's dad, but
okay, I mean, he said he kind of knew you pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we watched movies and talk like that.
Okay. He was kind of under an impression that both you guys were going up there too.
You thought we were actually going to go up there?
You and Christian. Where would he get that from?
I don't know where he would get that impression.
Okay. Was there some conversation that you guys had that maybe other people thought you guys were going to do something that you didn't actually intend to do? Like go up there?
No, we never had the intention of actually going there.
You ever heard of like pro-life Catholic ministries?
Pro-life, against abortion. I'm not sure if that's like a specific like group, but pro-life Catholic ministries.
Well, you're Catholic.
Yeah.
And they have this.
People boycott abortion and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, there's this Catholic group who go around the local churches here, the Catholic churches, and they train the volunteers, about, pro-life, teenage pregnancies, things like that, maybe even assist with, troubled teens or things like that.
Okay.
I mean, you have that at your church?
There are people who are involved in it. My mom is involved in a program. It's called Magnificat. I don't know what all that consists of, but
some of this organization, it's probably the main, diocese in the San Bernardino. Their groups probably come around, they pass out their business cards, they go to your church, Sacred Heart, You ever seen any of these business cards?
A business card? I don't know.
Well, they say pro-life ministries on them.
I don't recall, but I would imagine, maybe I've seen it, but I just don't recall seeing it, but just a business card, I don't know.
Well, it's just not a business card. You're 19 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. You go to college. You tell me that you've explored a career in law enforcement. You've taken this class.
I'm taking it now, yes.
Okay. So these aren't just general questions. These are things that maybe you know the answer to or you don't. Okay. So if there was a business card with your fingerprint on it that said pro-life ministries, would there be a reasonable explanation for it?
It would make sense because my mom is involved in pro-life, things like that. So I wouldn't.
It would make sense that your mom's fingerprint's on it, but I'm asking you about your fingerprint.
I've helped out with the different things. I've gone and do little protest things, like go stand in front of the abortion clinics and things like that. I've passed out flyers and stuff. I mean, if a business card was part of that, then I'm not ruling out that I wouldn't have touched it. It would make sense if my fingerprint would be on something like that.
Okay. Was Becky involved in that?
Pro-life? I don't believe so.
I mean, would you have conversation with her about it?
I know we've spoken about it. I don't think she's ever done anything that involved stuff like that. I don't remember.
So would you give her a business card?
Maybe I would. I've got things like that.
Robert, you telling me that you're kind of involved in it?
Yeah, I wouldn't actively.
But Becky's not. You would remember if you gave Becky a business card related to this pro-life abortion stuff. Okay.
I don't know why I necessarily.
Recently?
Okay. I don't know why I would have given her a card like that. I really don't know why I would have.
Well, I'm asking you, would you have or would you not have?
I'm not saying it's something I'd never do.
Well, certainly you would remember if you did.
Well, I don't know why I would necessarily remember something like that. Why is that such, it's not like a significant event. It's just...
Well, Becky's death, Becky's murder is pretty significant.
But I don't know how that makes a business card a significant
Well,
thing.
A business card about, pro-life and things like that, you're involved in it, she's not.
Okay.
You would remember
why would
you give it to her.
Why would I remember that specifically? It's a business card.
You remembered a lot of things that weren't significant about all this.
Like what?
All sorts of things. We've talked about things for all sorts of things that you remember, calls and conversations and places. They had no significance, but you seem to remember that.
Am I a suspect? Would you consider me a suspect in the murder?
Yes.
Why was it that Christian's dad was told that,
We're not talking about Christian.
I didn't say
We're talking about Robert Papp.
Okay, it's Pape, but I feel this conversation is just moving towards a hostile tone, and I don't appreciate being taken from my house when I would have voluntarily given up my fingerprints and my DNA cheek sample or whatever, and I missed an interview, I would have a job now. I have no income right now. I mean, of course, it's not so much of a big deal since I'm living with my mom, but I just feel that it was a little unnecessary.
I thought Becky Friedley's tragic death was significant in your life.
That was significant. Well, it is significant. What says that that's not significant?
You just you just turned the page and thought some other things in life were significant. Why Christian's dad said this? Who cares about what he said? Let's talk about Robert.
Because someone he spoke with said that Christian and I weren't suspects. But it seems pretty obvious we are.
When was that?
You can ask him. I don't remember exactly when it was, but someone had.
He's not here, so I'm asking you. When was that? Today? Yesterday?
It was maybe about 4 months ago.
Okay, well, things have changed in 4 months.
Have they changed that much? They're really focused on that. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, well, I'm a person who collects information. I'm not in the business of giving information. Things have changed and things constantly will move forward. Okay?
And while
I'm giving you an opportunity to show your truthfulness to me. Okay? And if you want to take a polygraph test and pass the polygraph test, then that will show your truthfulness.
Really? Okay. Well, the other thing is if you look at the other side of the coin, when you, consider that, an attorney's only goal is to be like defending and making money. Well, obviously, isn't that saying that your only goal is to try to like make someone look guilty so that, maybe you can.
My only goal is to find the truth. The facts. Okay? I get paid the same whether crime gets solved or doesn't get solved.
The point I'm making is it just seems like it's moving towards more of a hostile tone, and I just feel like I would feel more comfortable seeking some sort of legal advice.
You can do whatever you want, Robert.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, then that's what I'm saying that I want to do.
Okay. And you'll be able to. You can do that. So your service is with Verizon.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And every time you make a cell phone call, it is documented.
Okay.
And you know what a cell tower is?
Yes, I know what a tower is. Yeah.
Okay. A tower gives you a location where you're at.
Okay.
Okay. So based on the triangulations of the cell towers and your phone call history, I can tell you where you were at when you made certain phone calls.
Okay, and like I said,
One thing we need an explanation for is where you were at when you made a particular phone call, because it's not jiving with your story.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm not sure why it wouldn't jive with my story.
It wouldn't if it wasn't the truth.
Okay.
Okay? Remember, the truth doesn't change?
Okay, and I'm telling you what I remember.
Okay. Unfortunately, what you remember and what happened is two different things.
Okay.
Okay? So we need to get rid of what you remember and find the truth.
Okay. But
Okay?
you can't just get rid of what you remember if that's what you remember. Because aside from what you remember, there's nothing really, because if you don't remember it.
Well, the truth is always there. And for some reason, people always kind of come back and remember the truth. You can remember insignificant things in your life, right? All the time you remember things that are insignificant. Okay?
Well, certain things, but that's why I call it insignificant, because a lot of times you don't remember them.
Well, no. Okay. Now we have a significant day, Robert, is at the police station.
Okay.
Okay? Is our prime suspect for this murder. And this isn't the time to can't recall an insignificant fact. Okay? You need to think down deep inside you and start recalling some significant facts.
Okay.
Okay?
I
need an
you...
explanation on some of these places you were at. Maybe there's a reasonable explanation. Okay? But until I hear it, okay, there ain't no explanation. If you want to make it reasonable, I'm all ears.
Okay. But that's as I remember.
No? Don't you think you and Christian would remember the same events?
I'd imagine we would.
Okay.
But then again, I'd imagine he'd remember the locations of where exactly we went better than I would, since
Why
he was
would
driving.
he? Well,
Because he was driving and I wasn't looking at the road.
what were you looking at?
I was looking at my phone.
Okay, for 20 minutes?
I don't remember. Like,
So, you know where Monterey is?
yes, I know where Monterey is.
Okay. You know Monterey south of 111? Where does that road go?
That goes up to Rebecca's house.
Okay. Were you at any time on Monterey south of Highway 111?
I suppose the only way is if we turned around there.
Okay. Well, why would you turn around there? You have no idea where you turned around.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's possible that we turn around there. I didn't say that we did.
So with that in mind, you really have no idea how far you got.
I don't know, like I had said.
Okay. But the cell phone towers know.
Okay.
Okay. So with that in mind, your story needs to fit the cell phone records.
Okay. So let's say I turned around there. I'm not gonna, just because that's what the records say doesn't mean that I'm gonna say that I remember it.
Of course.
Okay, but what if I turned around there? Or let's say we're driving down 111.
Well, turning around there doesn't answer the question anyways.
I don't know, maybe we were in the right lane and he, couldn't get into the left lane quickly enough.
That
so it
still
takes a
doesn't
risk.
answer the question because I just said that. That's not the facts.
What do you mean, because you just said that?
I'm just giving you an example.
I'm giving you an example that that's
If you
possible.
turn around at 111 in Monterey, it still doesn't jive with the cell phone records.
Okay, like I was
Because the cell
saying.
phone records aren't at 111 in Monterey, they're somewhere else.
Okay, I don't know where they are, but I'm telling you what I remember.
The only way to unlink yourself
Hmm.
is to show me that you're not involved.
Okay, I don't know how to show you that I
Okay,
wasn't.
I'll tell you. Okay? You contact me when you want to take a polygraph test, and you pass the polygraph, and then that will show me. that
So
you're not
if
involved.
I pass a polygraph test, I will no longer be linked to this murder.
You will not be a suspect. Yeah, I gotta take your picture, so if you can stand right here. Hey, what is the deal with that bag of ammunition? The bullets and the casings with like 38 and 9mm?
I've got all those out from where I go shooting. I just I was just collecting them.
Where did you get them at?
1,000 Palms, where I go shooting.
You mean you found them?
Yes.
Well, why were you collecting those?
Just a collection of just different calibers and stuff.
So my question I'm asking you is, what's the fascination with all the knives and the guns and the bullets?
That's just what I like. It just looks cool. I watch a lot of action movies and just things like that.
You got anything to add from the things we discussed today?
No, I don't.
You have my number?
No, I don't. I don't have.
Okay, you talk this over with some of your people, okay? And you get back with me, okay? What I said makes sense to you?
Yes.
You want to do whatever's in your power to solve Becky's murder, exclude yourself from this whole situation. Well, you know what you can do. And then again, maybe you just need to be truthful and let things lie where they may. Because this will never go away. Okay? And 4 months ago we were nowhere. And now 4 months ago, or 4 months now, look where we're at. You're here and the police are in your house and things ain't looking so good. Where are we going to be in 4 weeks from now? Somewhere else? You know? Have a seat so I can arrange some transportation.
Was my mom not here? Well, someone had said that she was calling, then they said that she was actually here.
I don't know, I've heard. I gotta find out. Let me find out from some people.
And my knife, too.
Your what?
My knife, too, if that's
Alright.
there.
And then walk me through the day.
Well, we got up, we, got together, I fixed the carport and put up lights, and it was a good day. It was a decent day, for us. It was a regular day, and, we ended up going to our Uncle Dave's that, he was like, well, we'll give you toilet paper and this and that, and he was like, well, I got something for you guys. And that was when the alcohol started joining in.
Is that what he meant by?
Yes. Yes. And a lot of times that's my problem. She's an alcoholic, I'm an alcoholic. So it does not mix. And so, I've told her alcohol is not always necessarily good for us.
Okay.
And we started drinking and hanging out, and Uncle Dave actually brought Steve home, which was actually, like, he thinks of him as a son.
Okay.
But, we've seen him here and there. So, we hang out and whatever, and then we started, he cut his hair, he cut my hair, and he started getting an attitude with me, and I was just like, dude, just stop.
And Steve did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it just started kind of growing from there, and he took a shower, and I was like, okay. And he just, as soon as he got out of the shower, I was talking, with Uncle Dave and Eva, and he started kind of mouth like, oh, well, this and that. And I started getting annoyed, and I was just like, dude, you need to stop. You need to stop. Just leave me alone. And it started growing. I'm not a violent person. I'm not. But when I need to protect myself, I will. Mm-hmm. And I've done my level 3 security. I've done all that. So I am armed, and, I told him, you need to back off, dude. You need to back off. Stop. And it just started growing, and one thing went to another, and everything just started, to me, it's a nightmare. It's something that it's a nightmare to me. I didn't want anything to grow, and I will defend myself the best that I can, and that's just how I am. Mm-hmm. I will protect myself, and I'll protect who's with me.
Sure.
Things just got out of hand, and that's what happened.
So when you and Eva came over, how did you guys get to Uncle Dave's?
I drove.
You drove?
I drove.
What kind of car did you drive?
The Chevy Malibu.
And whose car is that?
It's mine.
It's yours? Okay. So were you guys drinking when the haircuts happened?
Yeah.
Yeah? Back bathroom. Okay. What did Steve start throwing you attitude for?
He just, I don't know. He cut half my hair, and I was like, dude, really? Like,
only half of it.
Yeah, I'm like, really, dude? Like, I mean, come on. That's just like, okay, I'm gonna cut half here. You need to get out. And I was just like, dude, really? I was like, nah, bro. Like, come on. And so it started going from there, and he finished and took a shower, and then he came out, and it just started growing from there, and he started getting an attitude with me, and I was just like, you know what, just please stop, dude. Just started growing, and I was like, no, dude, no. He wanted to just fight with me, and I was just like, no, dude, like, stop.
Right? Leave me alone kind of thing.
Stop, leave me alone, just, you know what? And he's like, well, come on, and
How tall is he?
he's about 6 foot.
About 6 foot?
6'2".
What did he look like?
Big guy, shaved head now.
Fresh haircut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, both of us now.
Okay.
Except I have the beard.
Okay.
So,
So it started in the bathroom and then kind of continued. Where were you guys when it continued?
And
And
watching TV, and he was there too. And
were you guys sitting down? Were you?
Yeah, we were sitting down, and then we stood up, and I was like, dude, you need to stop, bro. He was like, I don't care, like, he kind of got huffy with me, and I was like, no, dude, stop. Please stop, like,
What happened?
Yeah, good from there.
Okay. And by grow from there, I'd like to hear what your perspective of grew from there is.
I told him to stop, and, tell him, I'm like, you need to get away from me, because I felt threatened. I mean, come on, he's a lot bigger than me.
Okay.
He wanted to fight with me.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Yeah? What did he say?
He said, you know what, like, let's go outside. I was like, you know what, no, I like, let's just squash it. I tried to talk to him, and then finally I just had enough. And we went together, and I felt that, and I felt that I had to protect myself.
Okay. What made you feel threatened?
He's a big dude, like, seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can protect myself, but, I mean, he's a big dude.
What was Eva and David doing during this time?
They were there. Eva tried to come in between, and she tried, and I told her, I was like, babe, stop. Like, you know what? I don't want to fight with him either. But she kept on getting in, and she got in the way, and it just led from one thing to another, and it got out of hand very quickly. I really didn't.
Didn't mean to what?
I told him to back away,
Mm-hmm.
and then I stepped back and I shot at him.
Okay.
But Eva got in the way, and I chicken her, and I didn't mean to. I really didn't. I didn't mean to. I know she was trying to step in for me and trying to get me back.
Right, and that's your girl.
Well, she was protecting me too, and I'm like, babe, no, stop. Just get out of the way. And he kept on coming at me, and I felt like, stop. You know what, no. I don't want this, like, he's threatening me. He's a bigger dude than me, like, really? No. I can't, like, I don't know what he can do. He's always said that he was trained and he could do this, he could do that. And I'm like, well, I can, like, okay.
So, you said you shot at him, and Eva was in the way. I'm curious, when you went to the house, did you carry your gun with you?
I carry it in the bottom of my driver's seat.
Okay.
And so it's always open. So if any PD pulls me over, I tell them, hey, it's here. So, I mean, yeah. I don't hide it. No.
So when you went in the house, very first time you went in the house, did you have your gun with you or was it in the car?
No, it was in the car. I went out because I told him, you need to stop, dude. Because I felt threatened that he kept on pushing. Yeah.
And in front of your girl, in front of Uncle David.
Yeah.
You know Steve before tonight?
I knew
him. You met him how many times?
Probably a couple times. Couple times.
2, 3, 4, how many?
2, 3, about 3.
About 3?
2, 3 times.
And
he's come over to the house. He stayed with Uncle Dave, and he's helped him, fix his house.
And that's where you know him through Dave?
Yeah. Okay.
And has he been confrontational like this with you in the past?
Not usually. No.
You know what caused him to be that way tonight?
I don't. Like, it kind of flirted me, too. Because usually he's, we get along fine. But tonight, he just, he seemed like he was kind of antsy, and I was like, brother, usually, like, we can talk, whatever. I don't even know what was going on, but, yeah. That's what it led to, and...
So the half a haircut kind of started it all.
I guess. Like, it was just like, really? Half a haircut? Why?
Did he eventually finish your haircut, or did you?
Well, yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of gun is it that you have?
I have a Springfield 9mm.
And is it a semi-automatic gun?
Semi.
It's a semi-automatic. What color is it?
It's black.
Black?
Yeah. I have it registered in my name.
Okay.
For level 3.
Okay. Yeah. And what type of ammunition do you usually have in it?
I do hollow points or I do full metal jackets.
Do you know what it had in it tonight?
I think full metal.
The full metal?
Yeah.
Tonight you think it was a full metal? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So is it just the one shot that you shot?
2.
You shot twice?
Twice.
Okay. So walk me through the actual part where you shot.
I shot twice. I told him back up.
So where were you? Where was he?
We were in the living room.
Okay.
I was outside the door.
The front door?
The front door.
Okay.
And I told him back up from me. And he started coming at me, and that's when I shot him twice. And I sat back, and yeah, he was somehow, I don't know. I mean, I've shot 3 times. Usually it's twice and then 1.
Okay, 2 or 3 times maybe? Did you see anything in Steve's hands when he was coming out towards you?
I didn't know what he had with him.
Okay.
And I didn't want to risk it because I don't know what he's carrying.
Okay.
Like, you know, and, I mean, a knife or something is a lot quicker than a gun. So I didn't want to risk it, and I kind of felt like, okay, well, if he's coming at me, I need to protect myself.
Okay.
So
you're standing outside the front door, and he's coming towards you. In your words, you said you could have handled it better. Right? What do you mean you could have handled it better?
Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
Used some judo. Have you taken judo classes?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Where at?
I took it with Fred Banking.
Up in
Albuquerque.
In Albuquerque?
Yeah.
And you mentioned like 2 shots here and 1 shot here. Where did you learn that?
I learned that from Fred Banking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any military experience? Nope. Nothing on law enforcement?
No, kind of with, you know, state fair and stuff, and, you know, with my training at level 3, they teach you different things, different tactics, whatever.
Okay.
So, I mean, like I said, I could have dealt with it maybe a little bit different, but...
So help me...
When something comes into Yeah. You know, like that, you don't really know how to react. So it was a lot different, and it just, it happened. Like, it wasn't, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it was different. It wasn't, like, I've dealt with a lot of different situations. This was a lot different.
How was it different?
Because this was somebody that I've actually met that, you know, it's known, and I didn't think that would do something like that.
Right.
So it's kind of weird.
Took you by surprise, kind of.
It did.
So you get there, the gun stays in the car, you get your hair cut, the altercation kind of begins. What time did you guys get to the Dave's house?
Ooh, I can't even remember. It was probably earlier. It was like, no, it was dark. It was dark. It was probably about maybe 6, somewhere in there.
And
so it was dark. It was.
And you guys start drinking and go to haircuts. How long did the argument last?
In the bathroom, like for the haircut and stuff?
Yeah.
It wasn't really that long. Just, you know, it was kind of quick, and it was just like, dude, I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, come on. And he kind of just, all right, well, finish this and go take a shower, whatever. And then after the shower, then that's when it, like, kind of got worse.
And you guys were where at when it got worse?
In
the living room watching TV?
Yeah.
So at some point, you go outside to get your gun.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
And then what happens after you shoot him and you said Eva got in the way?
She stepped in front of him.
Okay.
So she kind of stepped in front of him, and I looked, and I didn't really snap because, I mean, like, I was focusing on him, and it just, she stepped in the way, and she was telling me to stop, and I don't know what happened. I don't, like, I was focused on him, and then when she got in the way, it was just like, did not mean to, like, her. That's my girl, like.
So what'd you do next?
I left, and I was just like, well, what the, like, what happened? Like, why? Like, and, you know, I looked at Steve, and I looked at Uncle Dave, and I was just like.
Where was Uncle Dave during all
Uncle
this?
Dave was in the living room.
Where was he at in the living room?
On the couch right here. So
between the kitchen and the living room?
Yes.
Or
Yeah. So he has one of those folded beds that comes up and down. He was sitting on that, and that's where he was at. And he freaked out, and he started getting, like, he was like, what happened? And it was just, it was a lot to take in. It really was. It just, it was a lot. You know, especially Uncle Dave. I mean, all his stuff that he has to deal with, and then our stuff, you know. And, like, we usually stick together, just us.
You, Eva, and Dave?
So usually Steve's not even there.
Where does Steve live?
He's homeless.
Homeless?
Yeah. So it kind of made things a lot worse than it had to be. It did.
With him being there.
So
Uncle Dave says, what happened? And then, did you talk to him?
I just kind of just zoned out, and I went outside, and...
Where'd you go outside?
I just went outside. I went to my car, and...
In your car?
Yeah. That's the only thing I remember.
Okay. Do you remember what happened with your gun? You don't know where it's at? Okay.
The last thing I remember, I put it in the car.
In your car?
Yeah, in my car.
You know where? Somewhere down low?
Yeah, right on the bottom where I usually keep it.
Okay.
That's the last thing I remember was just putting it down, going, like, trying to take everything in, just thinking about everything.
Do you remember unloading it or manipulating it at all when you put it down? No. Do you remember how many rounds were in your magazine?
I don't. Yeah,
Don't remember. Okay.
and, I mean, stupid me, like, seriously, drinking and that is, usually I don't, ever. That's not something that I put hand in hand at all.
How's your relationship with Eva?
Good. I mean, we have our fights. I mean, but
Ups and downs like everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you usually fight about?
Stupid stuff.
Like what?
You're drinking this, or you're doing this, or how come you didn't clean? How come you didn't fill the toilet paper? You know, just basic
Little
stuff. Just little stuff. I mean, we made tamales the other night, and it was we made tamales. There's still tamales in my freezer too.
Yeah.
So you know, I mean, we have fun most of the time. You know, and what couple doesn't really fight about that?
Sure.
You know?
Were you guys arguing at all tonight? Fighting at all tonight?
No.
Pretty peaceful?
Pretty peaceful, except when whatever happened with, you know, Steve. But other than that, no, we weren't fighting. You know, we went to Uncle Dave's to get toilet paper and hang out. That was about it. You know, other than that, no. We didn't fight. So, like, this whole thing, it sucks. Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what went down or what happened. I know Steve's gone. Other than that,
Do you know how you hurt your hand?
I cut it outside. I was putting stuff away in my toe, and yeah, I cut it.
You caught it?
Yeah. So,
Is there any other cuts on your hands?
no.
No?
Well, except like this, like, you know, when I grabbed him, I was like, oh my God.
Who did you grab?
I grabbed Steve.
Steve? Where did you grab him?
I grabbed his head, and I was like, I'm sorry, like, oh my God, like, I freaked out, and, you know, I grabbed Eva, and I grabbed both of them. I mean, it scared the shit out of me, because I was like, oh my God, like, what just happened?
Right.
What just happened? Why? Like, when we were fine, what, 5-10 minutes ago, and then all of a sudden this? Like, what happened? And it shouldn't have happened like it did. You know, but I'm scared. I love her, and that's all I can think about. Like, that's the only thing that I thought about when I was getting arrested. I was like, okay, well, what's going on? They got Uncle Dave, they got me, and I was like, okay, well, where's Eva? And I haven't heard anything.
So when they arrested you, you didn't have shoes on. Do you remember?
Yeah, no, I had just my socks
Just
on.
socks on?
Yeah,
Were you guys there
you were
hanging out?
relaxing. Yeah,
What were you guys watching?
it's Christmas movies.
Christmas movies?
Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the Christmas mood?
I'm trying to be.
Okay. So I've been to Uncle Dave's house, and I walked through there and looked at things. And I appreciate your agreeing to talk with us and your statement. but there's some stuff you left out, and there's evidence at Dave's house that shows us a lot more happened than what you said. And I just want to make for sure that that's your recollection of what happened.
That's my recollection. That is.
So, Mark, I just had a few other questions, and I understand this is traumatic, so take your time. How much? So you were drinking, relaxing. Do you know how much you drink? Do you remember?
We drank a lot.
And when,
I'm not gonna lie, like we drank a lot.
I mean,
like half a fifth.
Half a fifth.
Yeah.
Straight or
straight?
What about?
Maybe beer.
So when you say we, you,
me, Eva, and Steve.
What about? And I just have to ask, any drug use or anything? No. Just alcohol.
Just alcohol. Yeah. I don't do drugs. No.
Okay. Good. Yeah, because that stuff.
I don't.
That's a black hole, especially
Yeah.
especially around here.
Yeah. Well, echoes come on.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna be straight up with you, okay? I think everyone has to come to terms with something, with what they've done, whether it's today or next year. I can see this is struggling. This is already eating at you. This is eating at you, and it's going to continue to eat at you. And you know how you get rid of that is you just let it all out. You don't let it out, it's going to eat at you. You're going to lose your identity of who you identify as. Okay? You're not going to be the same person you let this eat at you. Okay? And this is the time to let that out. This is the time.
Like I said, that's the only thing that I remember.
Okay.
I really do anything to hurt Uncle Dave or Eva or anybody in general.
Okay.
Ever.
And I believe you. But sometimes people make mistakes. You said it yourself. You wish you could have handled it differently. And I believe you. I don't think you're a violent person. One of these people that has a reckless ill regard for life. But something tragic happened tonight. Would you agree? So let's just slow down and let's just start from the beginning. Okay? You got the gun. Who did you shoot first?
I just remember shooting Steve. That's the only one that I remember shooting. Eva was in the way. That was the only one.
Did Eva get hit by a gunfire?
Yeah.
Where?
Right from me. I don't know if she got shot in her chest or where.
Okay. And then did you shoot Steve again?
I shot him twice. I know I did. I shot him twice.
And what did you do right after that?
Then I went out to my car, and that was the last thing I remember.
Did you ever shoot at Dave?
No. No.
Did you ever point the gun at Dave?
No. No, I did not. I did not point the gun at Uncle Dave.
Okay. Did you ever fire any rounds towards him?
No. No.
No.
Okay. Steve was the only one that I remember shooting at.
Okay.
That was the only one that I remember because I felt that. That was it.
And at this point, before the shooting, did he ever say, "Hey, Mark, I'm gonna fuck you up"?
I don't know. He was just like, "Well, let's go outside. We'll do it this."
His body language and go outside.
His threat, he's a big guy.
So let me ask you this, Mark. When you went out to your car to get your gun, why not just go home?
I had thought about it too, but I didn't want to leave Eva either. So it was like, I don't know. And I probably could have just told her, let's go now. Let's go home. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of the situation. But I didn't really think about it like that.
Because you were mad.
I was mad, but at the same time, I was just like, well, like, dude, like, step off. I'm like, no, this is Uncle Dave's house. It's not yours. No. So it escalated a lot of things, and
So basically, what I'm hearing is he checked you, and
Yeah.
you weren't going to take that.
Especially in front of your girl.
Like, I mean, it was just.
Do you remember the shooting?
I remember I shot him. I do. I remember I shot him.
And what were you aiming at?
Just him.
Any body part in particularly?
Just him. Get away from me. And I shot him twice in the chest.
Okay.
That's all I remember. That was about it. I wasn't focusing on, I'm going to shoot you in your head, or no, I wanted him to get away from me. Just, the threat was gone. And then I went away. So.
Okay. So, Mark, what I'm about to tell you, I'm gonna be straight up with you, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you. You're a man, I'm a man, Agent Harwell's a man, we're all adults here. And like I said, I'm a firm believer that one day all of us have to answer for our actions. Whether that's through your religion.
Catholic. I know I am.
I know. But you
I
know the first part of forgiveness, right? Is accept. You have to accept. You have to own that mistake. You have to own what you did. Because no one else did it but you. That's how you begin. That's how you move forward, right? I went to church. I was confirmed in Catholic Church. Were you? Still go to church? You pray regularly? You go to church regularly? You follow the 10 Commandments?
Do this on purpose. I felt I didn't do it on purpose.
I believe you. But something tragic happened. And you know, Mark. Okay? She got shot in the head. She's dead.
No.
Yes.
No. No. No.
Yes, Mark.
No. Oh, no. She's not.
Yes.
Oh. Oh.
And Steve's dead too. Agent Harwell and I walked through that house.
Sorry.
Mark, we
Send
both
me away. February, I will face my facts.
What? The facts start
I
right here,
know.
Mark. Sergeant Jorgensen and I.
My son is gone.
And we don't believe you did it on purpose. Somebody that does it on purpose doesn't stay there and wait.
I want to die. I want to die. I don't want to live without her. I don't.
So here's the thing, Mark. Okay, there's some questions we need answered because, like I said, Agent Harwell and I walked through that home. There's bullet holes in that house. So this is the time to come clean with us.
Like I said, I don't remember any. All I remember is shooting Steve. That was it. I don't remember anything else after that.
There's bullet holes in Dave's mirror. There's bullet holes in the door.
Remember anything?
No, you don't remember shooting the door? Oh, no. Was the door open when Steve was coming towards you?
Yeah, the door was open when he came at me. That's all. Like I said, that's all I remember.
Do you ever remember making the comment saying, I'm gonna go get my gun?
No.
Oh, Eva stayed in the house when you went to get your gun?
Yeah.
Did anybody come out of the house with you? Follow you? Nothing?
Because I think, here's what I think, Mark. Okay? Alcohol's flowing.
Not a good thing to mix.
Not a good thing to mix alcohol and firearms. Steve's been bugging you all night. You had it up to here. You're fed up. He was checking you in front of your girlfriend, and you got that gun to scare him. But what happened was you ended up shooting her, and you shot him. Because you said yourself, he checked you, and you weren't okay with that, especially in front of her. So you were going to teach him a lesson. You were going to show him that you're the one that he should be worried about, not you be worried of him.
I didn't mean to, it to escalate that bad.
Well, what was the reason for getting the gun then?
You said yourself you thought maybe I should
like,
just leave.
I mean, maybe I should, but I still went back and I shouldn't have. But I still didn't want to leave it to you.
These are the questions that we're asking you, because there's a lot. If you picture your story like a line, there's gaps in that line.
There's only things that I remember, and that's it. All I remember is I was in the car, and that's when PD showed up, and they took me, and they arrested all of us. After that, a little bit of shooting Steve, I don't remember. Like, I thought he was with me.
And what about David?
He was in the living room. That was about it.
Where did he go?
He was just in the living room. He wasn't outside with me. I went outside and I was sitting in my car.
So you said you go get your gun, you come back, Steve comes at you, and you shoot him twice. Eva gets in the way.
I shot him once. I shot more than twice.
Okay.
I did.
Okay. Thank you.
Obviously, I mean, because otherwise she wouldn't have been in the way, and she obviously would still be alive. I don't like how that even got. No, how she got there, I don't know. Maybe she was trying to protect Steve. I don't know, but
So here's the thing, Mark. Okay, this critical incident's happened. Okay, we've talked to a lot of people involved, and I understand. I understand that everyone in their relationship everyone has their own problems and their own issues, but your and her relationship was more than that, right? Basically, she would beat up on you, and you would beat up on her. When
we
started.
had our times. Like, I mean,
Okay.
it was back and forth, but it wasn't like.
Did you ever go to jail for beating her up?
No.
But just the other day, you guys got in a little tiff.
We did, but I
On
mean,
tamale night.
it's not like a constant thing. Like, I mean, it's not constant. Like,
I haven't heard that she stabbed you once.
no,
Or with scissors or something.
no, she scratched me. That was it.
Okay.
That was it.
Not a stab. Not
No.
a bite.
That's bullshit.
What'd she scratch with?
Her nails.
Just her nails?
She always had sharp nails.
Yeah.
That was it. It was no. She did not ever stab me.
Okay. But you did get into this little tiff last night, right?
The night before.
The night before, excuse me.
Really, what couple doesn't fight?
I agree. But not
But
every.
it's not something that like we constantly do all the time.
But not everyone gets physical. Not everyone gets into a physical fight. You gotta agree with
There's
me.
sometimes we argue. There's sometimes it's physical. Yeah, it's not good, but I mean, it can go either way. Like, I mean, we'll yell at each other, but other than that, no. It's not all the time. Like, I don't care. Mm-mm.
I believe you. I'm not saying that happens every day. All I'm saying is that your guys' fights have been more than just verbal. You agree with me on that?
Of course, like, I mean, they've been rough a couple of times. Yeah, of course.
Okay, that's all I'm asking. I'm not here to make you feel like shit. I'm not here to beat you down. I'm just asking these questions because we look into these things. We look into every aspect of these things. Assume when we ask you these questions, we want to see how honest you're going to be. What kind of person is Mark? Because we've never met you before.
I would always protect her. Like, she's like, we were always together. We would go a lot of places. Yeah.
Do you want a water? Okay, we're gonna take a little break. Get you some water. Just
Is there anybody that has a cigarette? Oh my god.
I got a cigarette. You can't smoke in the office.
Oh god, I don't care. I just
Give us a little minute. Let us get some water. Get you some water. We'll be right back.
Some water, Mark. A little cold. Hope that's all right.
All right, Mark. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, Think about it for a minute before just answering. On a scale of 1 to 10, how honest have you been with us?
Probably about 9. I know.
And why not 10? Just why not 100%
I mean,
honest?
When you shoot, when you certify, what do you always tell you? There's always that 1% that you may be off, right?
That's not the training that I've received, no.
I'm always 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I always am. And when you ask, yeah, I am. I have not lied. No, I put that on my oath and I put that on him. I have not lied.
Okay.
Not as far as I know, and everything to my heart. I have put my 100% into telling you all that I know, all that I remember.
I'm asking.
All that I remember, I'm putting 100% in. I'm not lying. I'm not sugarcoating it. I know it could have been handled probably a different way.
Yeah, I think there's a better way it could have been handled.
But it wasn't, and we've got over that. It wasn't handled that way. Sergeant Jorgensen and I are here to get your side of the story. And I think that whether intentional or not, there's some parts that are left. I don't think you're lying at all. I don't think you're a bad person. I think that this guy kept bugging you, kept pushing all your buttons until something had to happen. Did you drive over there intending to kill?
No.
No.
Ever. I took tamales down
Tonight. Are they red or green?
Red.
Red, like the red better.
Well, I can make both.
Yeah.
I can make both. I got
pork. Yeah. So
I can make both. Like I didn't even expect Steve to be there. It didn't matter if he was there or not. Like,
right, because you've never with him before.
We've never had a problem with him. Ever.
Is there anything else about your statement you'd like to add?
To the best of my knowledge, this is all I know.
Okay, well, that's fair enough, man. You've been through a lot tonight.
That's my best friend. My girl.
Do you have family here in Pecos?
Valencia's my ranch.
Valencia Ranch.
That's my ranch.
You good standing with your mom and dad still alive?
My dad died 2 years ago.
What about your mom?
My mom's still alive and she's still hurting, but
Is she here in town? Here in
she's
Pecos?
in Valencia.
Valencia? She live here in Pecos?
Yeah.
Carmen, what's her last name?
Vigil.
Vigil?
Yeah, you know Ralph and Carmen Vigil? Live in East Pecos.
Maybe. I used to be a patrol here.
You know Cheesedale?
Yeah.
That's one of my best boys right there.
Really?
Yeah.
Good guy.
I am one of the co-founders of Blair Class Fire Department.
Okay, wow.
My dad was Carlos Valencia. We built that fire department, Bill and Jay McSweeney. You dig in, you'll learn very quickly who I am.
I believe you.
I've always been a civil servant. Always.
Like I said, you're certainly not free to leave before we start talking. You are detained until we have to work the rest of this out. Something like this can't be resolved in an hour or two. But I don't think I have any other questions, Agent Harwell.
Mark, I don't have any other questions. I appreciate you talking with us. You still want a cigarette? It's a little cold outside. I'm gonna have to burn it.
Now you've listened. Now go do your thing.